Hi, this is Mark Wade from Berkshire Hathaway, Fox and Roach Realtors. In this podcast, I'd like to talk to you about 250 South 17th Street. A quiet kind of boutique-style building, doorman building, in the Rittenhouse Square area, located on it's the northwest corner of 17th and Rittenhouse, 250 South 17th Street. I know this building fairly well because, oh my gosh, 15, 20 years ago, I went and looked at a rental here before it was converted to condos. It's kind of a quiet building in the fact that there are only 46 units total, and the size of the units range from 398 square feet up to 2,900 square feet. The 2,900 square feet would be an entire floor. So this is a very nice building. It sits right next to one of our most expensive buildings, most prestigious buildings in town, 1706 Rittenhouse. So this sits 50 feet away. So it's pre-war in style, meaning, you're going to find things like some of the units retain some of their original moldings, the oak herringbone floors, solid doors, kind of some of the pre-war elements that seem to do fairly well here in an old town like Philadelphia. The unit has a very high walk score. It is indeed pet friendly. There are 2 elevators servicing 46 units. One of the elevators is also used as a move-in, move-out elevator. What can I tell you? Let's see. It was probably about 10 years ago. It was all apartment. Maybe 15 years ago. It was all apartments, and then somebody came along and converted it to condominiums and sold them off. The interesting thing about 250 South 17th Street, I think, is it's difficult to really, unless you know what you're doing in the building, it's difficult to comp value for specific units because the developer sold some of these units off as original condition. So what you're going to find is when you go in, you'll find some units that are very, 1978 or last time it was rehabbed into apartments. You'll find some units that are brand new and gorgeous. Somebody went in, bought their unit, gutted it in its entirety, and then redid it. It's in terms of value for the 19103 in the pre-war segment, I think the values here are very high. You're a block off Rittenhouse Square, so you're not going to necessarily pull Rittenhouse Square prices, but good square footage, good ceiling height, original old world pre-war detailing throughout some of the units. In terms of facing north or south, I don't believe there's necessarily a difference in value. It's not like people are saying, oh, I only want the north view in 250 South 17th Street or the south view or the east view or the west view. None of that is really, I don't think, is really applicable. Some of the units might have a slight view of Rittenhouse Square, but, you're squeezing, you're looking, when you look down, all you see is trees if you got to have a view of the square. So this building, I think the fees are fairly reasonable because we won't find many services in the building. You won't find a gym or a pool or a parking or, some of the things that have a tendency to rack up high condo fees in the building. Let's see, what else can I tell you about it? The units themselves, again, a majority of the units face either, they're kind of split down the middle. So when you get off the elevator, you go left or right to the unit north or the unit south. People in this building have their own HVAC system and hot water tank. Condo fees are going to include water, sewer, management, insurance, building maintenance, snow and trash removal, common building electric, common building upkeep, and then they put money away every month for the rainy day fund in case there's any capital improvements they want to do. So that's it. 250 South 17th Street, located in the Rittenhouse Square area, 19103 zip code. The units aren't necessarily, there's usually not a plethora of units available because there's only 46 units in the building. So anyway, I would compare this building in my eyes. I think it's very comparable to 1920 Chestnut because it's because of the location, the average unit size, and both being a block off Rittenhouse Square. I think anybody who looks at 250 South 17th is also going to want to look at 1920 Chestnut or vice versa. Another building this may be comparable to, although this has a tendency to pull a little bit higher dollar per square foot, would be 1811-19 Chestnut Street. condominium building. So anyway, there you go. 250 South 17th Street, located in the 19103 zip code. No parking, although there's lots of parking options close by, but there's no parking attached to the building. And that's about it. Questions, comments, or concerns? Oh, one other thing. Almost all the units here are flats. We won't find bi-level units at 250 South 17th Street. So there you go. Mark Wade, 215-521-1523. Thank you.